guys, so for today's video I am doing a DIY monthly view. So I am sharing with you how I do it using Silhouette Studio. So the first thing we want to do is turn on the registration marks. I am clicking on. Turning it on helps you ensure that whenever you go ahead and cut, everything will be inside those registration marks. Now I'm clicking on the rectangular tool. I'm just going to click and drag, nothing special, and now I'm going to click select. I am moving to Google and I'm using centimeters to inches. I highly recommend for you to measure your planner using centimeters instead of inches. This way you will be making sure that you get the most accurate measurement for the planner that you're using. For this case, I am using the measurements of the monthly view for the Erin Condren Daily Duo 7x9 layers. So that is the 2020-2021 version. I do not know if this measurement is accurate with the current 2021-2022 Daily Duo view because of the Flora design and the MCC designs. But as you can see at the top, I am entering the width and the height once I converted the measurements from centimeters to millimeters. And now I'm going to click that start, and that's going to give me an offset. And I usually like to do an offset of 0.035, and I like to use a square corner. If you want to do a round corner, that is okay. Now, I want to make sure that when I have that line, I want to go and make it blue. I like blue, and that way I know that that is my offset. So as you can tell, I have my red line, which is my cut line, and then the blue is my offset. Now, I want to go ahead and make a copy, so you can do like copy paste, or the other thing that you can do is click on this icon to the right, and then you can do the replicate or duplicate. Now I am going to go ahead and I'm going back to Google, and I'm entering the measurement for the thin washi that I usually use at the bottom of the monthly view. And again, I am going to just use the rectangular and click and drop, and I'm just changing the width and the height with the measurements that I converted using Google. And for the width, it's going to be the same one as the headers, so I don't have to convert that again. So I did a little mistake there, but now you're going to see me that I actually write the proper measurement. All right, and once that is done, I am going to go ahead and do the offset again. I like the square corner and 0.035. That is the measurement I like to use for the distance of the offset. And again, I change it to blue so I don't get mixed up with the cut lines once I'm ready to send. And again, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate and have two of those items. So I have two of the headers and two of the thin washi. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the circle, and for the circle I am going to click shift and then drag just so I get a perfect circle. And now I'm going to convert the centimeters to inches, which happens to be the same 0.6. So I'm just going to lock it, and then I'm going to go ahead and write the measurement, and that way whenever I hit enter, everything will stay in the same measurement for both height and width. And again, I'm going to offset. This time obviously I'm using a rounded corner, essentially just keeping it round. And again, I am going to do 0.35 and a blue line. So now I'm just going to go ahead and move that just to make it a little bit more even. And you can see that now I'm just going to type number 1 because that circle is going to be like our date dots, and I like to put a clear line and then fill in with the color that I want. And then I can go ahead and change the font. So here I am just choosing a random font, And now I'm going to click on the number, and I'm going to drag those corners and make it smaller just so it fits inside that circle. And there, it's already centered, even though I thought it wasn't, but it was already centered. And that's how you do the date dots. It's super easy. Once you get the hang of this, it is fairly easy to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and share with you how to do the boxes that covers the date box essentially. So again, I'm going to convert my measurements, and I will try to go ahead and leave the measurements in the description below. Alright, so once I finish typing in the height and width, I'm going to do the offset. Again, it's very repetitive, but it's very easy to go ahead and do. Again, I'm changing the distance to 0.035 and apply, and change the cut line to blue. So once I have that done, I can use that for both the cover boxes and also to help me align the dates if I want to have them typed in, or otherwise I can skip that part. Here you can see me copying the width, and going to Google to convert for the measurement. If you have a calculator next to you, you can just divide the length value by 2.54 as Google suggests, and you will get the exact measurement that you need in inches. So once I'm done with the offset and changing the cut line to blue, like I've done with the previous items, now I'm going to grab that blue line and do, the red line, and do an internal offset. And for this one, I'm just going to move it around and see what I like. And once I'm happy with it, I'll click apply. I will change the inside for white and then the line for clear essentially, and that way whenever I put a pattern or a color, I already have that box ready to go, or label I should say. So now you're going to see that I'm going to start writing the days of the week, and same process, change the line to clear, then fill in with the color, whichever color you prefer, and go ahead and change the font to the font that you want to work with. And then you just click on it and drag the corners to make it smaller or bigger, and then you can essentially put them in order if you like a Sunday start or a Monday start. So here I'm sharing with you what I mentioned previously, that you can use the same measurement for the date box to go ahead and write the days of the week and have them aligned with your cover. So here you can see that I have like a monthly template that I like to go ahead and copy and paste, and then go ahead and fill in with the pattern and the color that I'm using sorry about that, that I'm using for that kit essentially. So now I am working directly with this document, and I'm sharing with you that the other cut line that I do is a purple one. So here we can see that I am trying to grab onto that blue line. So that blue line that we did as an offset, I can go ahead and choose both of them by clicking shift and clicking on both of them. And then I go to library and I pick out the pattern that I want to use. So for this one, I am using this pattern. This is from Paper Star Studio, if I'm not mistaken. So I have some options, and I can go ahead and zoom in or zoom out depending on how closely you like to work with the boxes. And then once I have the fill, I go to advanced options and I hit pan, and then I just drag until I feel happy with that, and then I can scale my pattern and also change the angle. So now you can see how it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and now try to make that line that I used to have my date centers. I'm going to try to grab it just so that we can give it a specific color. So now I'm going to essentially take out the fill because I did make a mistake. So mistakes happen. So if I go ahead and drag like that, I can find that line, I can fill it in. I'm just going to do white and then do the fill for the white offset. I know that this step might seem confusing, but you're going to see what I'm doing right now. I'm going to change the pattern and just see how it looks with this pattern instead of the other one. And here you can see that I have that white strip, so the dates actually pop from the pattern. So essentially you're just going to see me now like playing around, trying to get a feel for the pattern and see what I like and whatnot. So it's very, very easy to go ahead and do like a monthly kit. I'm just essentially just doing rectangles and you're good to go. All you have to do is make sure your measurements are correct. And again, I highly suggest that you use your ruler using the centimeter side, and then you go ahead and convert to inches. So now what I'm doing is I'm using a picker to check the colors that the pattern has and see what colors can complement for that strip. So again, I am using the picker. That was way too bright. I did not like that at all. So here I settled for that pretty kind of golden look. And now I'm going to go ahead and type in the month, which is going to be December. I still haven't decided if this is the kit that I'm going to use for December or if I'm going to do another kit. But I did want to go ahead and do like a little tutorial for you guys so you get an idea of how I do these kits here at home using the Silhouette Studio. Alright, and now I'm going to do an offset to that text just to make it stand out. And I'm going to just go ahead and play around with the distance, and then I like to go ahead and double click on the red line and just click delete on those little dots and lines that might appear in between the letters, just so it's all one solid shape. And now I'm going to fill it in with white and also turn the line clear. And now I'm going to group both the offset and the text for December, and now I can see if I want to place it in the middle or I want to go ahead and put it to the left. So I think for this I decided to go ahead and put it in the middle. So I'm just gonna click on that and click on the red line, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on the transform horizontal align, and that's how I get it to be in the very middle. Alright, so now I am going to go ahead and start filling in the labels and the boxes and the date dots and everything. So that label that we did with the little white box in the middle, that's how it looks like once you put a pattern behind it. That's how you get those pretty labels. So I'm just playing around with the patterns and the colors that I have here. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do the date dots like one at a time, and then go ahead and change the numbers, change the color. And for this one, I grabbed the wrong thing. I grabbed the circle instead of the number. So now I'm trying again, and from black to white, and I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump over so you can see how it looks all done. All right, so once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and just click on these little circles that sometimes I like to use, and now I'm going to put some patterns in the other labels, and also finish up with the colors and the patterns for all of the labels and stickers that I have in this sheet. Alright, so here I have some flags that I forgot to share with you how I do them, but I'm essentially just going to go ahead and select them both, make them a group, ungroup them, sorry, because they were grouped, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the blue lines so I can go ahead and do the pattern fill. So here we see that that one was still grouped, so I went ahead and ungrouped it again, and the fill, I went ahead and made it clear, like no fill, so that way I could see the fill from the blue line instead of the red line. Alright, so now it's time to go ahead and do the thin washi for the bottom, and I'm using this pattern that has some cute bows. And now I'm going to again advanced options, and I'm going to scale it down to my liking, and then I am going to go ahead and go to the library and check another pattern just in case, just to make sure that's something that I like, that there's not another option that I prefer. So that one I felt like it was too much, so I went ahead and went back and changed it for this other pattern just to play around and see how I like it. Alright, so that white box, you can, if you want to make it a little bit more transparent. So here I'm sharing with you how to make it not a stark white. I do prefer stark white box instead of having like that transparent box, but if you want to do that other effect, that's the way you do it. And here I'm teaching you how to do the flag. So you double click on the red line, and then you click in the very middle, and then you just drag it up, and that's how you make the flags. Alright, and for the cover boxes, I'm going to share with you how I can do two styles for that. One, you can do like your box that has like an edge or a border to it, and then you just have stark white in the middle. So again, you're going to grab the blue line, which is the offset, and then you're going to grab the red line, which is your cut line, and you're going to do an internal offset, and then you're going to play around with the distance, see what you like, and then you put the line in white and then the fill in white, and that's how you get that design for the date box. That's how I like it. And then for the other design, you can do just like your regular pattern, no need for the white box. So just grab your blue line, so here I'm just showing you how you can go ahead and do just that, play with the scale, play with the angle, make it work. So now I'm just going to go ahead and click for these banners, or I should say flags, not banners, for those banners, and just go ahead and use the colors that I liked for this kit that I'm just sharing with you. And here you can see that I made the mistake and I didn't notice, but those two boxes at the bottom, I selected the red line, not the blue line. So essentially when you do this, doing the offset, it's just that when you go ahead and cut, if your machine for some reason cuts a little bit to the left or to the right or whatever, you still have the pattern around it. So if it misses, you still have a pattern. That's what I'm trying to say. If you don't have the pattern around it, then you're going to get just your regular white from the sheet, and that's how you avoid that issue. So here I'm just going to go ahead and change the color of the fonts or the text that I have here, and making them white to match. And that's essentially how it all looks. So if I click send, I'm going to go ahead and check only the red line for my cut and only the purple line for my full cut. So red cut is the kiss cut, which is the regular sticker, and that the purple line is going to be the full cut, just to get that sheet out. And do not select the blue one or the clear or the white, whichever other colors. So that is essentially how you do it. And for the settings for the sticker paper, I will have those also in the description box. And once you have that done and you print it out, you just click send and the machine will go ahead and cut those out for you. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you found it informative and you learned something new. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment sections below. This is my first time doing a tutorial for silhouettes, so if I made any mistakes, I'm so sorry. So I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and until the next time, bye guys.